All right, so when we start writing our answers in, where did I write 118? Where does it go? Angle A, 118 degrees. How about 22? That'd be angle B, right? Where did I write 24 at? It's across from angle C, so it goes inside C. So 24 goes here. All right, little c is side C.
Is this what we got? We've done this.
We haven't done exactly this. Now, everybody knows, okay, this is the problem. Jason said, hey, put a 90, but, guys, is that a right triangle? No,
Yeah.
we're not going to have a 90 this time. We've got to do these a different way. But, Jason, how do you think we find angle C?
180 minus.
Yeah, it's still minusing from 180. So everybody knows how to do that. Take your calculator. We do 180 minus 118 minus 22. I got 40 degrees. All right, so for the last week, we have been doing these solving right triangles. We've been using our trig functions, right? We can't do that on this one because it's not a 90-degree angle, right triangle. This is just a normal triangle without any 90-degree angles. We're now going to have to use, if you look at the top of the paper, it says law of sines. We've got a new formula, and it's called the law of sines. And I need you guys to write this down on the paper at the top.
It is
Little
at the top.
a over sine of capital A. It's little b over sine of capital B. And it's little c over sine of capital C. So this is the formula we're going to use to do all the problems on this side. All right, this is just mainly a bunch of calculator work. This is not hard. Kids don't normally miss a lot of this on the test. All right, ready? Ready to start. All right, how do we know where to start? It's easy. Find the one, Jason, where you got both answers given to you. So we got to start on C, because this is the only one where both answers are. All right? Little c, it says, goes on top. So look, you've got to write, let me write it down here. 24 on top over sine of 40. That's how we're going to start it out. Any question about how we're starting? Why we have to start with C? Hannah, you understand that? We've got to start with C, Hannah, because look, that's the only one that's got both answers. A doesn't, B doesn't, so you got to start with C. You always start with the one that's got both answers given. All right, next. It doesn't matter, guys, if we find A or B, so I'm going to start with A. It says, write little a on top, and write sine of 118 on the bottom. Now, you've got to write that down. Okay? Everything else we can do on the calculator, but you've got to show me that equation.
Why do you have to put the A?
A goes on top, capital A goes on bottom.
Why are you just using the A?
We'll do the B next. You can either find A first or B first, Jason. It doesn't matter. I just chose it. All right, guys, we're going to just cross multiply this in your calculator. So, Ernesto, I want you to times first. Don't times the ones that have the variable. For example, here's A. Save that for last, okay? So I need y'all to times these two first. Sine of 118 times 24. Let's see what you get. I got 21.19. Everybody get that? 21.19. The only other thing you have to do, divide by whatever is with the variable. So sine of 40 is on the diagonal with the variable, so we just divide by sine of 40 and I'm done. So I'm showing y'all how to do this without writing down any work. Divide by sine of 40 is, I got 32.96. We could round that up to 33 if you wanted to, or you could leave it 32.9, either way. I'm going to round it up to 33.
Is that all you do?
All right, now, Willie, here's a question we got to answer. How have we been finding the missing side the last week? We've been doing a squared plus b squared equals c squared, right? Can I use that formula?
No.
Why not?
It's not a right triangle.
It's not a right triangle, guys. You can't do 24 squared minus, you can't do that anymore on these. All right? So we're going to have to do this step one more time. All right, so how do I get started? Guys, start it the same way you started here. 24 over sine of 40. Write it down once more. I'll let y'all write it down. So however you started here, Willie, you're going to have to start here the same way. Now instead of a over sine of angle A, we're gonna put little b over sine of 22.
Times that and.
All right, and now you just do your cross multiplying step again, you're done.
24.
So I do 24 times sine of 22. It equals, and then divide by sine of 40. I got 13.98. Round that up. 14 if you want to.
This is easy. This doesn't sound easy.
All right, now Willie, again, you have to show me these steps right here. That's the only thing you have to show me. I need a raise. All right, that's number one. We're gonna do all the problems on this side just like that. I'm gonna do one more with you, and then I'm gonna show you a different type, okay? So the next one I did with the first block is number 2. So you guys write down your 3 angles, your 3 sides. I need y'all to put these 3 answers in the correct spot. Do that. Yeah.
I never show work.
Doing some, we're right in the middle, guys, of doing some solid trig.
So what have we been doing this whole time then?
You have a college algebra class, you're probably gonna have to know how to do all this stuff. So 7 is across from capital B, so right, it goes on little b. Correct.
I put them on C.
All right, let's write down our answers that they gave us. 53 is angle C, so that goes, whoops, that goes here. It'll slip up. 44 is angle B, that goes here. Now look, 7 is across from angle B, so it has to go on side B. All right, Willie, how do I find angle A?
You just added the two things up.
Subtract them from 180 after you add them up.
Yeah.
So I got 180 minus 44 minus 53. I got 83 degrees. All right, Nathan Willis, which letter, A, B, or C, do I have to start with on this problem?
B.
Does everybody understand why we have to start with B? It's the only one with both answers. Good. So we're going to write down 7 over sine of 44 equals. All right, Willie, set up the other side for me.
Equals B over 7.
We already got B given. We either got to find A or we got to find C.
A over sine of 40.
A over sine of 83. Match them up.
Yeah.
So little a on top over sine of 83. Now that's all you have to write down, Willie, because now we can look at it. We can cross multiply without showing any work. That's fine.
Yeah, but I don't got it now.
Well, I don't like hearing you say that, but I still have to listen to it every day.
Yeah.
Sine of 83 times 7 divided by sine of 44.
10. Just 10.
10.00 is 10. That goes on side A. It's 10.
Yeah, and I do the other way around, but you do.
Get a little bit of
53 in there.
That's right.
7.
So Willie, look, if you guys even want to make it a little shorter, y'all can do this. I don't care if you do this. If y'all just want to draw one more, y'all put little c on top over sine of 53.
I can't afford it.
Yeah, look, just cross that out. I'm fine with that. As long as you showed me, as long as I can see you showed that, I'm good.
If you mark it off, because if I got it right, I'll be mad.
Yes, I am going to mark off the points. If you do that, I'm going to assume you cheat.
I'm not cheating by myself.
All right, so now let's cross multiply. Times these two first. Sine of 53 times 7. Y'all talking about number 3?
Yep.
Yeah, but don't let it fool you. Hold off on that. Divided by sine of 44.
It's a little bit off.
I got 8.04, so we'll just say 8.
8. Number 3.
All right, so you guys agree that these are pretty easy, right? So far, it's pretty easy. Number 3,
It's a little bit off.
we're going to do number 3 because it is a little tricky. I've already heard some of y'all say it's got a 90-degree angle.
No, there's not. It's a little off.
All right, so let's go ahead. You guys write down your 3 angles and your 3 sides.
You can tell it's a little off.
Go ahead and write your 3 answers in, and I got to show you something you need to be aware of. We're going to try to do a squared plus b squared equals c squared.
It's a little off. You can do so.
Well, but you know what? You don't even look at it. Subtract those from 180 and tell you what it is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, do it.
What? That's 90. I'm
You
done.
can't use B as the thing because B's 90.
All right, so angle A is
I
39.
don't know what to use 27 for though.
Angle C is 51.
Will be.
Now look, B is 90 degrees. Y'all agree?
Yeah.
So
but
some
you
in the
can't-
first block were saying, hey, we can just do it the old way.
No.
I wouldn't do that. Here's why. What's different about this one compared to how we were doing it last week?
90's always on.
90 was always on C last week. I showed y'all a specific way how to do it when you're right angle with C. I wouldn't mess with that doing this. I could show you how, but I don't want to get into that. Why don't we just keep doing law of sines?
The law of science.
27's across from B goes here. So, all right, Jason, which letter do we have to start with in my formula? A, B, or C?
B.
Gotta be B. So I got 27 over sine of 90 equals, what's the next one gonna be? A, little a, side A, over sine of 39. So I think you guys can agree, this is pretty easy.
What's the difference of this stuff? This is just easy.
These aren't right triangles, you gotta do them a different way, that's why we're learning this. Sine of 39 times 27 divided by sine of 90. I got 16.9,
Just say 7.
check that.
Hey,
Yeah, you put 17, sure, yeah, that's fine, I'll even do that.
you got 16.9?
17.
It, actually, if you round it up, which I should have done, it should be 17.
something.
Now, hold up, William, I want to ask you something. Now, if we want to do a squared plus b squared equals c squared, you can. But if you do it now, since b is the 90, you got to do a squared plus c squared equals b squared. Does that make sense? So what you would have to do is 27 squared minus 17 squared, if you want to do it that way. You don't have to, but that's why I said be real careful. If it gives you a 90 degree on something other than c, I wouldn't even mess with it, because we're not used to doing it that way. All right, so I'm just gonna start here. I got 27 over sine of 90 again. I'm just gonna do law of sines. I'm gonna do little c on top over sine of 51.
I got 16 to 17.
All right, let me divide that.
21.
Sine of 51
I know, I'm talking to him about
times
the A
27
part.
divided by sine of 90.
That's what I got.
21.
I got 21. Now somebody, first block did it the other way, and they were a little bit off.
I got 18.7.
How'd you do it? Did you do 27 squared minus 17 squared? Or did you do it this way?
Probably not.
You hit the wrong button, then you didn't type, you typed something in there. You look at it.
Back off. On this, because I didn't work, I ain't mad.
Alright, so 4 and 5 guys are gonna be just like 1, 2, and 3. Y'all can do those in a minute, no problem. Alright, I'm gonna skip down to number 6. Alright, Schumann, we got something new on number 6 we're looking at. New type problem. You guys write in your 4 answers this time that they're giving you. And I'll show you what's different about this one. Yep.
I don't like some work.
Hang on just a second,
Do
Lou.
you happen to have this Murray screwdriver? I was trying to replace it.
Oh, I do. Yeah, I
You do?
forgot to get back to her. I'm sorry. I'm out of batteries, so I used all the batteries.
Thank you.
Oh,
I have some more batteries if you need them.
No, I'm good. Thank you. Couldn't find it?
I know the difference.
killing already.
I know,
See, it gives you silence of that. It gives you silence of that.
Get it now, y'all.
Number 6.
Good job,
Number 6.
All right, let's write our answers in. So, where does 88? Oh, 88 goes for angle A. That's easy.
Yes.
So 88 goes here. Where does 26 go?
A,
Side A.
and then 16 goes.
Where does 21 go?
21 goes to C.
Side C. How do you watch it?
And then
And side B is 16.1. So this time they are giving us 4 answers instead of 3, so that's good.
you just go backwards with it.
All right, no, this one's got an extra step. And let's look and see why these have an extra step. All right, so which one do we have to start with?
Hey,
Got to start with A, so we got 26 over sine of 88. Same thing we've been doing. All right, what goes next?
If
So
you
we'll do 16.1 on top over what? sine of capital B. Everybody good? All right, so now let's do our
Second
cross
sign.
multiplying. There you go. Let's do our cross multiplying and let's see what's going to be different on this one.
16.1.
16.1 times sine of 88. Let me type that in. I got me 16.09. Now, what do I divide it by?
26.
We divide it by 26. Divide by 26 equals, this is what I got. I got sine of B equals 0.6189 if you round it. Look at that. Make sure you understand everything I've got.
You just put the thing.
Okay, I haven't done anything new yet.
You put sine.
We're gonna have to do an extra step on this one. I'll show you why. So what I did, Allie, I timed 16.1 times sine of 88. I hit equals. Then I divided by 26. Now, one thing that we have not included this time, we still got a sine that we got to deal with. So when you have one like this, when you have to find an angle, what happens when you move sine over? You got to do sine -1, just like we did all last week. So y'all got to do sine -1 of 0.6189, and since I'm finding an angle, I've got to make it degrees and minutes. So let's type that in. So you do have to show the extra step.
I got 38.
38
Make it degrees and minutes. All right, Allie, you ready?
Yes.
Times these two right here, Allie, and hit
Yes.
equals.
I have 15.9.
I didn't get that. Allie, did you do an Allie again?
You do an alley-oop.
16.1 times sine of 88.
What it says, you do the alley-oop?
Is your calculator in radian mode or anything?
I have 16.09.
Yeah, that's right. Now divide it by 26, and you're going to get what I
Just
got.
divide by 26?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so sine -1. 0.6189, gave me a decimal, do degrees and minutes.
38, man.
38.14 is what I got.
Is there a shortcut after getting that? No.
This is the shortcut.
And you check away.
Oh, yes, after that, there is a shortcut. Now, we don't have to do it again on this one, how come?
Let's do it. I got 2 of them.
How can I find a missing angle? I can just subtract from 180, right? So I don't have, because that rule applies to any triangle, it doesn't have to be a right triangle for that. So subtract these two from 180, that'll give me angle C. So really this one's gonna be a little shorter. Willie, it's just one step that you had to show instead of 2 steps.
2 steps.
So 180 minus 88 minus 38 degrees, 14 minutes. I got 53.46. 53 degrees, 46 minutes. All right, so that is supposed to be the harder problem, but really it's a shorter problem because we're only showing 1 step instead of 2.
Bingo. I
Any
got
question? The next one, guys, we're going to skip down and do is number 9. It's got something I want to show you on 9. All right, so we're going to do number 9, and hopefully y'all can do the last 5 by yourself after that.
Probably
Yeah.
do it right now.
Do it. Let's knock it out. All right, so let's do number 9. Write down your 3 angles and your 3 sides. You still with me?
Oh, good. You need a Mountain Dew every day or something.
You need a Mountain Dew.
Yeah, Mountain Dew next year.
Nathan's got narcolepsy.
Doo-doo.
Emerson.
You'll miss some good stuff. All right, let's do number 9.
Letter B, man.
All right, Willie, first of all, I got kind of confused on number 9. The 129 on your paper is written right in the middle. They didn't know which one it goes to, but it's got to go to the one that's wide. The one that's closed up's got to be less than 90. So angle B has got to be 129. That was a little tricky, I thought.
Good job, Willie. I'm glad you figured that
All right, where does 33 go?
What was that?
out. 33 on top.
Where does 33 go over here?
B.
Little b. How about 11?
A.
Little a, so 25's got to go there.
Yeah. Then I
All right, so we're going to do this one just like we did number 6. So you guys go ahead and start it, see if y'all can do it by yourself. This has got the extra step. Got to start with B. So I got 33 over sine of 129 equals, I'm going to do 11 over sine of capital A. I'm going to do A first. All right, now remember, you've got to show me the extra step on this one. So take your calculator.
No.
Sine of 129 times 11
and sine of
divided by 33. So this is the extra step you gotta show me. Sine of A equals, I got 0.2590. Anybody else get that? So now, Jason, what's the extra step on the calculator I gotta do?
Degrees.
Well, I gotta move the sign over, so I gotta do sine -1.
15 degrees.
15 even.
Yes, Derek.
0.2590.
15.
Boom, 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 boom. I got 15 degrees. It's really 15 degrees 1 minute if we round it, but let's just write 15 degrees. We're good with that.
15
Done it in 1
degrees.
minute.
15 degrees. So you say the last one is 36. All right. So
36.
your assignment for the next 15 to 20 minutes is complete the 5 problems we didn't complete. You got to go to the bathroom. It's a good time to go now. And we will look at